Hi, I'm Katie Dean, a registered dietitian, and we're here at Brookshire's grocery store today to pick up the ingredients that we need for our spicy spaghetti squash. The items on our healthy substitution list today are spaghetti squash and ground turkey. The first ingredient is the spaghetti squash, and I have it here. You can see it's a yellow, kind of a mildly flavored squash with kind of an oval or oblong shape. It gets its name because when you split it in half and bake it, you can run your fork through the flesh of it and it becomes spaghetti-like strands, so it's a great substitute for pasta. It's much lower in calories and carbohydrates than using regular pasta in your recipes. Amanda's using ground turkey in this spaghetti squash recipe today. Lean ground turkey is a really healthy alternative to ground beef in recipes. You can use it in any recipe that calls for ground beef or ground pork, like tacos or meatloaf or spaghetti. You want to look for the lean ground turkey. It's going to be much lower in saturated fat than regular ground beef, and it's really high in protein too, so turkey is a great choice for your protein. We're here in the spice aisle, and this recipe gets a lot of its flavor from fresh herbs and spices. Amanda uses capers, oregano, fresh parsley, and red pepper flakes to give this dish a lot of flavor without adding any salt. You also use minced garlic and chopped onions in this recipe. You can use frozen or fresh. The fresh, of course, would help you save time in the kitchen. So let's get to the fast food kitchen and watch Amanda as she prepares the spaghetti squash.
Hello and welcome to the fast food kitchen. Today I'm going to be preparing spicy spaghetti squash. It's a good alternative to a regular pasta spaghetti, and it's lower in carbohydrates. It's gluten-free, so we're going to start with that. I've actually had several people ask me what exactly a spaghetti squash looks like. This is a spaghetti squash, and you can find this in your regular grocery store pretty much all year round. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and then we're going to take the spaghetti squash and cut it lengthwise, and we're going to place it on a baking sheet. I actually line my baking sheet with aluminum foil for easy cleanup, and spray it with a little bit of olive oil spray, and then you place them cut side down and bake it in the oven for about 45 to 60 minutes. It depends on your oven. Mine actually, I cooked these for 60 minutes and it needed the entire 60 minutes. So just to kind of let y'all know on that. Actually, this is what it's going to look like when they come out. You let it cool, of course, so you can maneuver it easily and hold on to it without hurting yourself. But I've let mine cool, and this is actually a bowl that I've already kind of scooped out myself. Right here, this is what it looks like, and you're just going to scoop it like this, and see how it goes out in strands. It actually resembles pasta, except it's just a much better alternative for you for your spaghetti. It's healthy, good nutrients, and it's just that easy. Once you've got it all cooked, it's very easy to clean them out. And so then you're just going to set that aside because it's ready. That's all you have to do for your squash. Then we need to concentrate on our sauce. This is going to be like a little spicy Italian sauce. You're going to be using ground turkey meat instead of a beef, a pound of ground turkey. And then we've got a whole conglomeration of ingredients over here. We have scallions and parsley. We have oregano, white onions, garlic. It's just red wine, and of course olive oil, and tomatoes and capers, red pepper flakes. It's just going to be a whole host of flavors coming into this sauce. So let's begin with that. You get your olive oil, And I use it so much I actually just keep it in a little container. But you actually put a tablespoon of olive oil, and this is going to be cooked over medium heat. Right now I'm just going to show you where you can see it easily. You put that olive oil in there and on medium heat, and we're going to put the onions, the scallions, and also the garlic in there. And this, of course, will be simmering. Stir it all up. It's actually a half a cup of white onions, 2 scallions, and then basically right at a tablespoon of minced garlic. You can use fresh garlic, but I like the quick, already minced garlic myself. And it's still fresh. It's good. And basically what you're going to do is you're just going to simmer that over medium heat. We're just going to pretend that it's simmering right here. And then for about 2 minutes, it's going to take about 2 minutes to get it good and brown over that medium heat. And then you're going to add your 1 pound of ground turkey meat. And I've already really browned mine for this cooking show today. But normally you would just go ahead and put it in raw and just let it brown for about 4 minutes. And then after you do that, let it brown for about 4 minutes, you're going to pour in some diced tomatoes. You can use fresh diced tomatoes, or you can have the canned. I actually did the canned. You can get low sodium, you can get fire roasted, or even they have all different flavors like oregano and basil that would be good too. Right now we're just using the plain because I'm going to be putting so much of the ingredients in here. But this is basically 2 cups of diced tomatoes. And you're going to cook that for about 2 minutes or so, just to get it all good and brown as well. And then I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of red wine. You don't necessarily have to have the red wine. I know some would not prefer not to use it. But for this recipe, I'm going to use the 2 tablespoons of red wine, just for flavor. You're going to stir that in really good. And I'm actually going to check my ingredients, and I actually keep a little sheet here to help me with this too. We're going to simmer this for about 20 minutes, covered. So you're going to cover that, simmer it for 20 minutes, and then once that's taken care of, you're going to take your fresh herbs. You're going to take like your parsley. It's about 2 tablespoons of parsley. And basically a tablespoon of oregano. And that's fresh oregano as well. I've minced that also today, which is nice. It smells really good. And then we're actually going to put in about 2 teaspoons of capers. Now I love capers, so I may even put in a little bit more than that, but you don't have to. The recipe calls for about 2. And then also there's 2 teaspoons of red pepper flakes. And I actually like red pepper flakes too, so I always make mine a little bit spicy. So you stir that in, cover it once again, and let it sit for about 5 more minutes. And once you let it set for 5 minutes, then you're ready to serve it. And I actually have some already prepared right here. I'm going to fix some plates for my friends that are here. Crystal, Taria, do you want to come and taste and see what y'all think about this? So here's your spaghetti squash with the Italian sauce over it. Let's see how you like that.
Smells good.
It does smell good. Those herbs really set it off. See what y'all think.
Wow, that's really good.
Is it good?
And the middle of the meat. Like
Makes it
you would-
really taste fresh.
Yeah.
I
Great.
like it.
Can you tell a big deal? I mean, would you miss the pasta?
No.
No, it tastes
This is
great.
awesome.
Well, good. All right. Thank you for joining us in the Fast Food Kitchen. We'll see you next time.